Hello, Goddess, and welcome to this week's Twin Flame Tuesday. I never know for sure, quite frankly, right now, whether or not I am recording for the week, which ones I am. I just recorded a video that will be uploaded as well this week, just sharing where I know I am, and it definitely seems, in speaking with so many others in my circle, that we are all in this right now. For those who are new to my channel, my name is Rochelle Richard. Welcome. We are here looking for and finding our power all along this, which is each our own self-love empowerment journey, and those who are on this so often excruciating twin flame journey. We very much recognize that that is most certainly a self-love empowerment journey on steroids, as I like to say, and it feels like that, right? And I feel that that's very much why I'm being led to be returning with regards to my readings for Twin Flame Tuesday. Definitely to be bringing this, especially as I'm recording this the night before the Lionsgate portal 8/8. Super excited about that. Just ready for, oh, there's a yawn. Oh, ready for the shifts to be made. Ready for being done with it feeling like you just have to wait. You just have to wait. Even though, right, things are happening, meaning you're doing things, you just feel as though you're waiting for something. Do you feel like that, Goddess? Let me know in the comments. I would definitely love to hear. And what it seems so many of us may very well be waiting for is what we've desired. Yet, what we're being called toward is the path, again, that we need to go through to get to where it is our desire will meet us. And that's been, again, so much this theme for the month of this, perhaps leading up to and beyond this whole Lionsgate portal of the path before us. You've already made your decision to ascend. You've already made your decision to grow, to expand. And the more you resist, Goddess, the more the suffering and the pain and the heaviness is going to persist. I even just in this moment recognized I didn't set my little timer I don't have my other device to look up angel numbers. Wow. I suppose I could hit pause and go get those. Let me do that. And done. So now we have the angel number access, although we are already, notate, 4 minutes in, and that's just because of the file size, as I've mentioned before on my device, that I do have a time limit, and I tend to usually have to piece videos together. However, with that's so much what it has in a lot of ways, I feel my journey has felt like, or rather my ego has, right? My wounds, that wounded feminine, right? The feeling abandoned by my divine masculine. That he didn't want to step up and do what he needed to do, but then it's having to really check yourself and say, ooh, in what ways have I been abandoning myself? And oh, sister, I know for me, it's very much been putting other people's joy and what their idea of flow for them ahead of my own, right? worrying about other people's feelings to the extent that if I don't give them what they want, if I don't, just bend over for them, that they're no longer going to like me, I'm not going to have any value. And so what's actually happening though is you're devaluing yourself in that space by not honoring yourself and not hearing yourself and allowing for your voice to be heard by you. Yeah. And that's where the divine feminine is really truly learning to listen to her voice, to no longer feel abandoned. She has to recognize that she is the one who really abandoned herself that hurts the most. It was her own abandonment of herself and her needs and her wants and her wishes and her desires and her well-being for anybody and everybody, including your twin flame. I know, Sister Goddess, I know. I know what it is to, when he calls, you drop everything. You're like, oh my gosh, look who it is. And you get hyper-focused on him. And then you fall back into that devastation. All of this is helping you to reconnect with you and your intuition, Goddess. To really listen to the whispers of your heart, to listen to you, truly listen to you, because I confess, I know I hadn't been. I'd been really stifling my own voice. Have you been doing that, Goddess? Have you been silencing your voice rather than finding your brave? You're knowing that you are safe and speaking courageously where you stand, your personal boundaries, your self-value. Really, truly listening to you and taking the inspired action that comes from hearing yourself. This is so very much where I know I've been. I know it's where so many divine feminines are right now who resonate with my messages and my energy. We are all very much diving deeper into that space of listening, truly taking a pause and listening to yourself and saying, okay, that's what we need. Let's do that. And actually tending to that. And that increases that awareness of what is aligned with you versus what isn't, what does resonate with you versus what doesn't, what is your true self and what isn't, because you are living more in the moment. You have to be in the moment to truly hear and listen to what is being spoken or conveyed. We are in that space, Goddess. Listen to you. This is why journaling is so important, because it gives you the most incredible opportunity to allow yourself to be heard, to not filter your words, to not filter your experience, but rather to be all that you are completely holy, raw, and real. This is where we are, Goddess, where the divine feminine is, of getting into that deeper space of returning to herself. She is so done. And I've spoken to a few divine feminines in this space, because I have been in this space too, where it is no longer about your divine masculine. You have finally reached a point, Goddess, where you are aware that it is about you. And so you are finding that courage to really listen to that intuitive space in you, that by you putting your boundaries in place and telling your divine masculine to, well, F off, basically, to stop bringing the same pattern into you, and that recognizing that perhaps the way to break the pattern is to tell him to, well, F off, go fulfill what you need to take care of right now, because I am recognizing finally the power of detachment. I am now fully aware of where my power is, and that is in the whole thing of letting go, because I cannot be truly tuning into my needs if I am always distracting myself, holding on to and focusing on not just your counterpart's needs, but other people in your life, right? Because we will distract ourselves. I did that, right? Where you distract yourself by making it such an effort to go out of your way to be there for people in your life. And you sacrifice yourself so much that when it comes time to really tally that cost up, yeah, it was definitely a valuable, or shall we say costly experience, a costly lesson. But that's what that is. It's a lesson. We're learning, we're growing. And this whole experience in the twin flame journey, and recognizing that you really, really have to cut them off, because that is going to stop the momentum of this hamster wheel of a fucked up pattern of them coming back. And you just got to say no more. I respect my space and my boundaries. I honor what I need, and I'm listening to me. I'm getting back to me. It is about me, because it hasn't been about me. It's been about everybody else. And it is time for the divine feminine to truly, truly be healthy selfish, to stop making excuses for anybody and everybody else in her life to take advantage of her. And this also, yes, means the divine masculine coming back to siphon whatever energy from the divine feminine, because I definitely knew this from a long time ago, that he comes back just for a dose of my energy. I always felt it. Do you feel that when your divine masculine comes back? That is why, Goddess, because he's going back into the trenches. You need your reserves for you. He needs to look for and find the power within himself. You have nothing more to give except to yourself, because you have given so much that you have nothing left to give. Wow. I didn't even, this is for me, the self-love card. And that is, again, because of you are your first true love. And secondly, your twin flame is your exact blueprint. So it then again comes back to you being your most important love of your life. Believe you are lovable. Honor your divine feminine energy. Honor where you are. It's time to really be calling all of that energy back. Listening to where you are in your journey right now, that it is time to replenish yourself. It is time to really, really be getting clarity on what you actually want, what that inner part of you has been wanting you to hear for so long. And you're just afraid to hear what she has to say, because it might mean, and it most likely does, that you have to find your brave and take the path less traveled. Because that path is your path, Goddess. It is a path that has yet to be traveled because it is uniquely yours. It's like I'm seeing in my mind this whole little video playing out of the path and the paths, and how we can take the path of what we're told, who we need to be, who we're really not, and fit in this box. And yeah, that may most often mean to just be like somebody else or so many others, when you really there's just certain facets and aspects of those individuals that you admire and that you would love to embody, incorporate within yourself. So perhaps this path that is your path is simply that you just need to see, Goddess, that this path, all of the stops along the way, that you do get to stop at, at this mentor's space and, learn from what they have to give, but then you get back on your path that cross-sected there and you continue in your own direction. And then you make your next stop with whatever that life education experience is. And I mean life education, not school indoctrinations. I mean your life experience, because words do not teach. Only life experience gives understanding. Thank you, Abraham, for that one. Right? Your path is your path. And it's learning to trust your intuition, to find your brave, to trust your intuition, to listen to where you are being called, because that is really, truly that ultimate self-love. That is you stepping into your goddess power. Is you listening to and following where you are being called. Because you are here to work your light, Goddess. Ooh. Definitely a lot of tumbling through transformation where we are right now. Things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. We've been so deep in this, and I feel that really the card is coming upside down because it is amplifying hell motherfucking deep. Right? Again, we have been having such deep, this year has been peeling back and revealing some of the deepest recesses I know of my traumas and my wounds and my experience, and really having to recognize that this is it. This is the big change, you could say. This is what all of that you have transformed up until now, what has been bringing you toward. This is the big one. And I mean that in the sense of this is where you decide the path, Goddess. And I say this not, we're not being asserted in the space right now of choosing for fear reasons, or for you to feel as though you need to succumb to the ego's pressures of oh my God, what if I choose wrong, and all this anxiety. And believe me, you're listening to someone who is very familiar with panic attacks and anxiety. I used to not be able to leave my house, and then years later I flew to India by myself to meet my twin flame. So I am that person that will sit here and tell you that yes, you can change your fucking life. It requires this, and this is it. That you just have to trust. We have to just trust. Follow where we're going, because where we want to go, the vision that you desire, this twin flame union, or whatever it may be, whatever your vision looks like, whatever facet of it, you do not know how to get there, or else you would already be there, right? So therefore, we have to surrender the driver's seat for a lot of the journey right now, especially right now. You're just supposed to be over there on your side, working on your little project. You're knitting over here. You're working on their cross stitch or whatever it is. You're writing a little book, journaling, meditating, whatever it is you're doing. You are really, because you don't have a lot of choice, do you, goddess? You're really having to get very practiced in surrender now more than ever, because this deep transformation really just has you in, again, like you're spiraling. You're just in spiraling in the sense of you're spinning around, you're spinning going, oh my gosh, because sacrifices must be made. Nothing is for free. There's always that energetic exchange of one way, shape, or form. And that which no longer is the energetic match to where you desire to be or what you desire to experience, it has to fall away. And it's our egos that hold on to that. So let's grab these power of surrender cards here. That's what I'm feeling, definitely, for sure. In what ways are we being asked through this deep transformation and surrendering to really listening to our intuition? In what ways are we being called to practice surrender so that we may, again, be able to truly hear that inner voice, that inner child, and all the different parts of you that have just been crying out to be heard, to be loved, beloved, right? But that love has to begin with you. And I know what it is to, again, fall off of that. And that's where we've been. So you don't need to beat yourself up. It's all good. Now we're just getting more practiced at being loved by ourselves to start, most importantly, right? So in what ways are we being asked, or can we surrender at this time with this healing that we are experiencing? Wow, this is a first where this card, this deck really is like, no. All right, let's see here. And we're just gonna take it. Boom. Oof, surrender to the beauty of the natural world. Wow. Take a relaxing break. Spend time in nature. Replenish yourself by feeling the beauty and the ecstasy there. You see, when we're in this deep transformation space, it's excruciating, right? We're in the deep, we're in the abyss. We are in the traumas, in the wounding, in the sabotages, in the patterning, in the awakening to these cycles that we've been perpetuating, and thereby perpetuating our own pain and suffering, because we've not been listening. We've not been listening truly. Truly. And how can you really hear beyond all the noise that just surrounds us and encompasses us all the time, especially with our devices and social media and nature? This is very much why I do keep how I do with regards to my tapestries and my sound effects that I love so much. Yet that still is not quite sufficient. Even I am recognizing for myself that I am so overdue for an outing in nature, a good little overnight camping somewhere, although it is humid as fuck out here, so it will probably be a few more weeks before I dare go camping in this craziness. That said, that'll be so divinely aligned. I'll be ready for it then. Right now, though, because where I moved, I have this beautiful space where there's like a grassy park area which surrounded by trees, and yeah, it's time to go out and enjoy some of that, because I admit I have not much. All right. with that, as we goddesses, yes, are learning to really truly listen to the inner voices. And I say that because there's your inner child, that young child, and then perhaps there was that teenage self that was bullied that time in school and really had to run to the bathroom and hide because she was so ashamed, right? So that's what we mean by the voices of ourselves, by the facets of ourselves that we've taken those moments and they're forever seared into our being, that we literally can just step into that moment and be as though it were happening all over again, right? And so these are all of the purpose. This is all the purpose of inner child healing, is to really heal all the ages of yourself, all throughout your childhood, right? To really acknowledge for yourself that you are loved, that you can be loved, and that you are loved because you are lovable. And with that, we're going to see what the Divine Masculine has to say. And when I do, again, the Divine Masculine energy, I feel much more aligned with being in that space of reminding you that the 3D, the ego space, the wounded masculine of your Divine Masculine most likely is not specifically who is speaking these words at this time. It is that higher self, that soul aspect, that intuitive space, that source space, that soul space that is also within you in this connection space, that is also your higher self, that connects and brings this energy and these messages to us from what may be going on over there or with our Divine Masculine. And with that, we just have things popping out. Wow. Double your courage. That just right there, there's just so much beauty in that moment, I feel, of really, again, recognizing that yes, this is where both counterparts are. This is why you need to say enough, truly, genuinely, and recognize those boundaries for yourself, because you're finding this courage within yourself to honor yourself. Guess what? Mirror. That's what growth is all about. And that's exactly where the Divine Masculine has been and why he's had to be gone, so to speak, and only be popping in and back. I've been asked by other goddesses who are like, why is he doing this where he comes back, but he acts like he acts like he wants to, but then all of a sudden he doesn't, and he pulls away, and it's just this dance, this pendulum swinging dance, really. I came in like a wrecking ball. All of a sudden I have that in my mind. I'm like, oh my God. But that's literally that's like what he does, right? That's what the Divine Masculine. This is why, Goddess, find the courage. Find the courage so he finds his courage. That's what this whole journey is about, right? It's about growth. It's about growing from who you were, or you thought you were, into the expanded all that you are. And you are an energetic being. You have the ability to harness energy. And the Divine Masculine is, again, on this journey with you, this journey of growth, of learning to recognize that he can too. Look, this is our number, 17, right? He can too. And even though, I'm feeling to say this, even though you don't perhaps feel truly, genuinely appreciated by your divine masculine. That deeper part of him, he is beneath the anger, beneath his own pain. He is grateful. Grateful for you. Grateful for all that you have shown him. All that you have led for him to follow. You are the leader, Goddess. You are the one that has had to look for and find her power first. Because yes, the wounded masculine has ruled this realm for far too long and suppressed so much feminine. And now as more masculines step into their divinity, heal their wounded space, more divine feminines do the same, and those of us who are following the other leaders that have come before us, divine masculines and divine feminines, that we are on that similar, same, yet unique journey ourselves, where we as the divine feminines, where we are leading, finding our courage, leading in this healing journey of coming back to the self, of recognizing and realizing who and what we truly are. I remember when my divine masculine had said, I hate myself. Talk about a mirror. I was like, I know where you are. I've so been there. But then it's recognizing that we can so easily be sucked back down into that space when we have these wounds within ourselves that come up to be healed. And so we know what it's like. And that's why awareness is so vital to this journey. It's being aware of the power, again, the power that we possess within ourselves to heal ourselves, to really learn to be there for ourselves and lead by example in each our own journeys for ourselves, and of course in our connections with our counterparts. By you saying, I am done with your bullshit and I am now going to show you that I have boundaries, you teach not just your divine masculine how to do and achieve the same in his life then. To find the courage to do so. Because, oh, how dare you do that to him? That has definitely been a thing, right? That wounded masculine. Oh, how dare you? What? Yeah. But it's that space of again, recognizing that you, this whole listening to yourself, of really reconnecting with who you truly are. That's what this journey is all about. It's not about your divine masculine. It's about you, Goddess. And you focusing on you and fulfilling your mission and facilitating your own transformations. That is the very thing that is showing your divine masculine that he can achieve the same. That even though it may seem as though he's changing so slowly, or maybe not at all, that beneath the surface, yes, he is. Because so are you. Remember, deep transformation, deeper levels and layers is where we are on this journey at this time. And I am at the space where I feel that wraps us up for today. This is where we are. I mentioned angel number 17. Let's obviously have a look-see at that. That's a definite common number for us in our... And oh my goodness. Very first thing that jumps off, be in gratitude. The card that I'm led to end with today is gratitude. It's so easy to see what the challenge is, right? To see what's heavy, to see what isn't working because it's right in front of our fucking face. But guess what? So are all your blessings. All the things that are working. And what we focus on is what expands. It's time to focus on that courage, be in that gratitude. You are on the right path for your life. And I feel that very much why that's coming up as well is, again, you're being presented with this opportunity to take this unique path. Goddess, know that whatever path you choose, it's still your path. You still are going to be given all of these incredible opportunities of challenges, opportunities for growth, to learn all the things that you have signed up to learn and achieve in this life. You're still going to do it. It's just, is it going to be more on your terms where you're a fully expressed you? Or is it going to be the more traveled path of what everybody else wants? Like twin flame mission, number for happiness. Align yourself with your inner knowing, wisdom, and intuition. Oh my goodness. Number 17, closing timelines of hardships and frustrations. Thus, hello again, this deep transformation where we currently find ourselves. So take some time for yourself this week, Goddess. Go ground yourself, go lay in the grass, go hug some trees, go be in nature in more than just a way, and I'm putting this out there for myself too, more than just a room full of plants. Like really, truly facilitate for yourself an opportunity to find yourself out in nature this next week, with especially again with this whole post Lions portal space where we are once this video is published for Twin Flame Tuesday. Really be grounding into this next space of your life, this next version of yourself, this really learning to listen to you. And with that, dear Goddess, I am here to remind you that the power, it is in your hands, because it has always been inside you. Namaste. Before I sign off, I do want to add and say that for starters, I haven't decorated my nails, and I was going to say something just because there's so much of the, I know for me it's the, oh my gosh, they're not all done up and I didn't wear my rings today, and because I wanted the message, the symbolism of that to be that, Goddess, you're getting back to you, to the natural, true you. That again is this deeper transformation. All right. So I just felt to say that while I'm doing my whole little closing, and I don't usually do an after closing message, but there we are. And with that, I will also mention that I am definitely available for my emailed mini readings that I'm doing right now. I'm really loving those. I get to create for you a PDF that then you then get to take, and with the coaching guidance that I provide in there, the channeled guidance that comes through the messages and what have you, all in there for you to then print out and put into your journal, where you then allow yourself to receive what messages you need to receive, what clarity comes for you. This is how I do what I do, and how I do achieve my own growth and experiences and seeing what I need to see is creating these printouts for myself and including them in my journal and actually journaling on them. All right. And so that is very much, again, where I'm moving so much toward. I've always been a major proponent of journaling, and now even more so in tandem with the readings and such. All right. So with that, dear sweet goddess, you can, the link below, the link to get your own mini reading now is down below. 4 different options. I'm excited about those. And with that, I again remind you, because that is one of my biggest purposes here, is to remind you that the power, it is in your hands. The power to shift, to change, to transform you and your life into the life that you desire to be living. It's in your hands, because that power has always been inside you. Namaste.